Well, we got 25 deflections in the second half, which is not easy to do against a good passing team. We created 18 turnovers, only turned it over 11 ourselves, and really played a terrific game. We played two halves, had to battle them. Guys stepped up that don't normally play, like VJ did. It won't show up in a box score, but he played outstanding defense, made a lot of really good plays. Really proud of our guys. This was a big game for us. We've been through the mill with a schedule, and we stay at an even keel and keep getting up for every game as if it's a national championship game, and I like the effort that our guys give. Just a tremendous game of shutting down the three, getting our deflections, and forcing turnovers.
You could just talk about the defensive effort against Luke Kennard. Only got 2 shot attempts in the second half.
Well, we didn't want to play a box and one, but what we wanted to do is play 4-on-4 and keep the ball out of his hands, switch all the time. And the other guys are very good players. I mean, they got All-Americans almost at every position, but we just wanted to play 4-on-4. And VJ did a good job most of the night of doing that.
What about your offense in the second half? Where that picked up quite a bit. What was the reason for that?
I told the guys that our ball movement wasn't good, and you're trying to run a pick and roll coming down the court. They're good defensively on that. If you create 4 or 5 passes and then take the pick and roll, the rolls will be open, the shots will be open, and we did that much better in the second half, obviously shooting 58%. I thought he was very good. I thought he's still not grabbing the loose rebounds that are up there, but that's a strength issue. He's just going to keep getting better and better.
Rick, your thoughts just overall on how your big men, it seemed like they controlled the paint for pretty much the whole game.
Well, I'm really impressed with the fact that they made 5 threes in a game. You know how tough it is to guard them? I mean, we're the number 1 3-point defensive team in the conference. But it's tough to do with these guys because they drive so well and they get fouled. But we made one good defensive play after another, but our offense was spectacular in the second half. We took big shots. They were going inside on our back pick, and we started fading, and we got some wide-open shots.
How did you sure you've had plenty of players get hurt? What did you think when you saw Mitchell? Because it looked like it was pretty serious.
I didn't think so. I think he just tried to stop me yelling at him for falling down.
And then for him to come back in, though, and you mentioned the big shots, he hit quite a few.
Well, he wasn't hurt. No, I'm sure he tweaked his ankle. I'm sure he did. But I think he was concerned about falling down. No, he tweaked his ankle. You could see it when he went down. But he's a tough kid. He's a gamer. He's a terrific basketball player. He's a lot of fun to coach.
How did you turn them over so much?
Well, I just think we played intelligent defense the entire game, which we haven't done. We didn't back up. We knew they were going to beat us off the bounce, and we wanted to switch. We took away the high post pass, and they started running over, and we fouled them too much, and then we changed that. Oh, look at this guy. Same guy every press conference, every guy. Will you go outside, please, sir? Go outside. Good Lord. In church, he does it all the time, too. Yes, he does. Goes up for communion, priest is body of Christ, and he puts the phone's ringing. I was right behind him. That's 100% the truth.
Rick, other than having a good man-on-man leadership, what goes into trying to get to 4-on-4?
Switching. You see, you can't, if you help him recover, you're going to get a dunk or you're going to get a 3. You have to switch. And the good thing about Honest, if he doesn't foul, he's going to really make it a difficult shot. And we weren't afraid to put Giles to the line. He's a 57% free throw shooter. I happen to think, I'm in a minority, I happen to think he's a terrific young man. I think it's a reflex action like somebody throwing an elbow because he's a very highly intelligent young man. So why would you do it? I think he's a terrific young man who made a mistake, and made 3 of them. But I think it's a reflex action. When he does something wrong, he'll, lunge out or trips up. But he's a good person. I know he's a good person. Checked it out. And a lot of people question Coach K. And Mike doesn't need to win any more games. And the bottom line is he's a West Point grad that over-disciplines. and everybody says he only sat one game. Well, you can bury a young man. I mean, you see the way everybody treats him on the road. He got that at Florida State. You can bury a young man. So this is all about preserving a young man, and I happen to know he's a terrific young man that keeps making these mistakes of lashing out when he does something wrong, and he'll cure it. He's a terrific player, a terrific guy, and he just made a mistake. But he's not. I mean, he shouldn't. I mean, he tripped one of my players, but it's wrong, no question about it. But the one thing I don't do is I know Mike very well. He's an over-disciplined guy. He's believe me, that kid's paying the price in other ways. But you hear the crowds everywhere he goes. He buries them. I mean, he's the modern-day Christian Laettner right now. And it's I think he happens to be a terrific person who's made some mistakes. I don't think he'll make it again. That's my opinion. At least I said, look, you're a terrific young man. Don't get down about that. It's behind you. Just keep on going.
You turned him over 6 times. Anything in particular you saw in the scouting report that?
Well, what he does is he keeps going at you looking to draw a foul. So if you can get him off balance a little bit and block the passing lanes, we're very long. I mean, there's 2 things that we do really well is, 1, we challenge shots really well, and 2, we take away the three-point shot. So we were bothering him, but he got to the foul line, and when Kennard and him get to the foul line a lot, then it's 2 points every time. But we did a great job on Kennard tonight because we made a great effort of not letting him catch the basketball.
Coach, it seemed like that action with the high screen roll at the top, Quentin and Donovan were able to split that a couple of times and really attack the paint. Was that something that you guys wanted?
Yeah, you got to create motion first. If you create movement, then the defense is not sure what to do. If you come down and you just run it, the defenses always can plan what to do. But when you create movement side to side and then you go downhill, it's much different. And then you could split it, then you could pass it. And outside of Ray's one pass inside to Anis, where he should have just dribbled it back out, they were executing it beautifully. I'm really, really excited about this victory because we both had the same record. We're striving, obviously, to get into the top 4 of the league. But, emotionally, we've got to fight every single game. We've played one hell of a schedule, and it's not going to stop because Clemson's a terrific team. We still got to go at Pitt, at Virginia, at North Carolina. It's not going to stop until the end, but we're getting better and better. Tonight we played a 40-minute game. There's always going to be certain mistakes in certain games, but we played 40 minutes of good defense tonight, and that makes me really excited.